Okay, I think we're live. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, all right. So, just want to start off with just talking about what shirts we're wearing here. These are the limited edition Deboss Garage shirts.
As seen on NASCAR?
Yes. And we're going to leave these up on the store until midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So, pick them up while you can. They won't be here for much longer. Anyways. Hello. What you want to tell everybody what you were up to this weekend?
So this weekend we got invited to by Pennzoil to the NASCAR Roval, which was super cool. We got a tour of Penske's race shop, which is kind of like the dream shop. It's like you getting invited to the Apple factory saying and everything's perfect and whatever. So
Hackintosh store?
Yeah. The shop was amazing. We got to go behind the scenes and check out the stuff that the normal tour people don't get to see. That video is coming out soon. Then we got to have a great dinner with Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, the two drivers for Penske, sponsored by Pennzoil. And then Brad Keselowski is also from Penske, but not Pennzoil. He wasn't there at the dinner. But we had to get to sit down and chat with them. And then we got to go to the race on Sunday and sit in the suite, which was amazing. Having steak and beer while watching the race was fantastic. And then to top it off, Ryan Blaney won, so we got to go down into the victory lane and hang out with I got so close that we got champagne on us, and and then I basically muscled my way to the front, not muscled, politely excused my way to the front, right. And then I realized that they were interviewing Blaney to my left, and then so I just kind of took a step to the left and got in the screen there, so.
There's I just shared a link, so click on that link, check it out for a little surprise here.
Yeah, so Blaney was super quiet. Unfortunately, I sat down with Joey Logano and his wife at dinner, and we ended up talking for quite a while. And Blaney, there was a couple of Australian girls that won a trip, the same trip that we went to, and actually even more. They did hot laps with Joey Logano yesterday, and they did something different today. They went straight to Ryan Blaney, and they were hanging out with him because they were hanging out with Joey Logano yesterday. I saw a chair open at the table where Joey and his wife were sitting, so I chatted with them, and Ryan Blaney left pretty early, so I never got a chance to really talk with him, which was unfortunate.
Hindsight.
Hindsight. Well, it doesn't matter. They were both super cool, down-to-earth people from what I got from the Australian girls. They, not the egotistical guys that it takes to drive a NASCAR, but really, really cool. Really, really cool guys. So going down into, and then in the pit, one of the guys actually recognized me that was on the crew of Ryan Blaney, so chatted with him, and then he let me help push the car to get inspected by NASCAR to go to the it was one of the craziest weekends ever. So I lost my voice. My voice sounds a little different, and that's because we were doing a lot of screaming, and then the only downside was I ended up getting poison oak all over my face and arms and leg. So if you're wondering why the red marks are on my face, I got poison oak. And then Aaron's a little sick too, so he got the sniffles from his girls. So yeah, that and
well, before we go on, maybe we'll just hop over to the Patreon questions, because there's a couple people that.
Yeah.
So. For anyone who doesn't know, if you support us on Patreon, you get to ask us questions in advance, and then we answer them on the live chat. And
during the month too. Once in a while, I'm sorry if it takes a while to answer the questions. I get notifications on my phone, but I can't always answer them on my phone because I'm in the middle of something or I'm driving or whatever. So
The worst thing to do too is emails. Like the emails all go to spam, and for some reason we just get like 20,000 spam emails a day. It's going crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I never look in the spam.
Just fished a few out. There's no hope. So Facebook group. If get on our Facebook group. If you have questions about your build or anything specific related to swaps or anything in general.
Yeah. Daniel Atkinson, I'm sorry, like, I thought we had more time, but then in between the spare times there, we get a schedule from Pennzoil as to where we need to be at what time, and they take a lot of time and effort to make sure that there's people to host us and to show us this and that and whatever else. So I can't really slip away. The only time we could have really done it is like 6-7 in the morning, and honestly that isn't much fun for anybody. So we'll be if you guys do want to meet up again, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of us, to know where we are. And actually this weekend we'll be in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So
more on that later.
All right. So Aaron doesn't always want me to share what's going on.
We can't just
why not?
Say some things. We're going to say some things. Stay tuned.
Yeah, all right. Okay. And then watching Canada's Worst Driver Show, did you cringe watching them destroy that Camaro? You know what? They have some old vintage cars there, and you're more upset about them destroying the old vintage cars than you are the new stuff. The new stuff is just one of a couple 100,000 of whatever, and those cars, all the body panels get destroyed, but usually somebody buys them afterwards and they take the running gear out and they put it in new cars. I know the two mechanics there that work there. One of the cars he told me was just so nice that he actually disabled it. It was, I forget what he told me what it was, and I won't say who it is. But he's like, you cannot destroy that car. And it doesn't matter. It's not up to you. We bought the car and we're putting it in the show, and they're going to destroy it. And he actually disabled it. I think he took out the accelerator pump. So every time they stepped on it, it would just fall on its face. And he couldn't figure it. Like, and he's like, I don't know what's wrong. And then it never ended up using it in the show. And then after the show, he hooked it back up again and they sold the car. But he goes, you can't destroy that car. So yeah.
So that's it for. Oh no, there's one more.
Yeah. What do I click to watch the feed?
I'm setting it up. Although you can't probably see this then. But.
Yeah, Aaron's working on that. Daniel, and then yeah. No worries, Daniel. That's why Patreon's here, so you can ask the questions. So Winston is apprenticing as a diesel tech, shop helper, and learning a bunch from Deboss. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. So we get a lot of comments too. It's like I saw the one this summer. It's like I joined you because of Debaucho, and you haven't done a single thing on Debaucho all summer. And then we do a pile on Debaucho, and then we get a lot of, and then we release the tractor video, and it's like, I appreciate Debaucho, but I really like the tractor videos. And the point is that we do a little bit of everything. Debaucho takes up a lot of my time, and it took up a lot of time like this early winter and late last fall. And that doesn't bring in any money, so that's when the business starts going from the black into the red. And I took almost all summer after the race to kind of crawl back up and get into the black again. I can't keep going on Debaucho. I gotta make some money, right? And then we have a little bit of time and a little money, and then we push hard on Debaucho again. But honestly, it took that long to get all the parts together. We had, and I'm one of those guys that's like, I'd rather have all the parts rather than pull the Audi out and go back and put it away and whatever. It takes up a lot of shop space. So, and
that doesn't work great for a series either. If you have an episode every couple months, that's
not fun. Right. So you kind of get into, but the projects overlap. So there's a couple other projects on the go. The Skid Factory boys were over. And Aaron doesn't want me to say a whole lot about that either. He's smiling. But if you guys follow our other feeds, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, you'll know that we built a 24-valve P-pump Cummins, and it's about the sweetest engine that is out there. So we did that together with the boys, and
we're not going to tell you what
No, it's not going in it. I think it's going in like a 300Z or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna go in something stupid, probably a Honda, but
Knowing how, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. We're still waiting for some parts from that actually. So once that's together, we'll ship that one to Australia, and then it's up to them to figure out what they want to do with it. But yeah, so that was great. There's, if you've seen the Instagram post that I put up today, it's the crew cab Studebaker. That's in the shop, and that's just a quick build for me. That is 2 Studebaker 50 Studebaker cabs welded together, sitting on a 1-ton dually Dodge frame, like an 89 or a 90 with a VE pump on it. I refreshed that engine, but if you go back to the video where I explained what to look for in a diesel engine, that was that truck. So that was 3 years ago. I looked at it the other day, and that video was posted 3 years ago. So that project started 3 years ago, and we've got footage on it, but we won't release it because the truck went to another shop who welded the cabs together, and then time on my end and finances all have to line up, and that's why projects take so long. So we're into that one a little bit now. We'll be starting that one, but that is just Thank you, Jason. You see me stutter a little bit
Gas
there.
money for Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So we're going to Pennsylvania. All right, that was dependent on that. Yeah,
we said that, didn't we?
Yeah,
that's all we said.
So, Jason, are you from Pennsylvania? You want us to have a little meetup there? But anyway, that Studebaker truck, I'm just wiring it. I'm hooking the gauges up. I'm doing the brakes and the new shocks and stuff like that on it, and then putting the steering column and the brakes into it, and then it's back to a body shop. They're going to paint it and whatnot. So that's just the way the projects go. So there's that one, and then a little bit more on the Audi, and then the C10 hopefully before too long. And Stefan's getting more stuff together for the midget. Yep. So before winter he'll be grabbing the front suspension. We'll grab that from Tuesday, and then we're getting that. I'm gonna start welding the frame and everything together. So now it's at my shop. I gotta kick him in the butt, and he'd be here, but he's got some family over from overseas, so you don't have that every day either. Yeah. So spending time with that. So he spent enough time with us. Yeah, like almost too much time with us. That
he's getting enough hack for coming to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. We got a text from his wife saying, "This is Stefan's schedule."
Yeah.
So
we know.
Yeah. I love what y'all do, but I'm still Cummins dreaming. Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Daniel had a question on Patreon again. This is a big one. He's taken full advantage of the priority.
Yeah. Can I get y'all's opinion on the cool factor of a build I'm currently getting parts for? So there's no 7 crew cab dually chassis with 410 gears. It's going to have a 95 350 cab on it and a new clip attached to it with a 95 manual and P-pump Cummins. I'm looking to out compound turbos for towing purposes. I can get good power band. Absolutely. I want to put either ZF6 behind it or a 6064 or big truck transmission, possibly a 7-speed. I'd like to put a flatbed on the back as there's 4-inch difference in the wheelbase between 95 and 07. You're building about the dream truck there. That's going to surpass the crew cab Dodge for sure. Definitely keep us posted on Drive Tribe and the Facebook group as well, Daniel. That's awesome. So nice. We would still like to see more customers' equipment. A little one-shot walks around, letting us know that what you're working on. Keep the awesome work. Yeah, Stefan, Nuftu. Neoftu. So there's some stuff that I videotape on customer stuff, and there's some stuff that I don't. Yeah, you have to realize that not every customer wants their stuff on there. This is a
problem we continually run into, is that we go ahead and make all this content, put it out there, and then the farmer or whoever turns around and wants to sell their equipment, and then they can't because all of the potential buyers are looking at our video and saying, "What the heck? All this work was done, and I don't."
Yeah.
Whatever you think about Rich's work, it's just the fact that no one wants to a vehicle that's had any problems, and so it's the battle between not clickbait, but titles that will get you to watch a video.
Right, and we've made videos before where we got the okay to make the video, we got the okay to release the video, and then 3 weeks later they call up and all pissed off and say pull the video down.
Can't sell it.
No, well, not even that. It's we've had we've had a business that they come and swapped an F550, and originally we said, yeah, but it's a cool build. Can we videotape it? Absolutely. They gave us the keys. We were out to start it up, and we drove it around, and then complimented the build. And then he realized, wait a minute, my main business is fixing Power Strokes, and now all my customers are realizing that I pull out my Power Stroke because it's complete garbage and put in a Cummins that doesn't look good for my business. So he's driving around an F350 with a Cummins in it with Power Stroke badges in it, saying that he can make Fords reliable and whatever.
So that's why too, like with some of the heavy equipment, you might notice that maybe Rich is a little thinner, or just the background. You see, the car's on his side again. Maybe some of that is due to length of the project, but mostly is just that's how long it's taken for us to be allowed to kind of share this stuff.
Yeah. And just a question. Do you guys want to see like reviews on brand new tractors? Because Aaron is skeptical, but we did a really nice review on a Champion. I think it was Champion or Charger. I don't even know anymore. It was a $275,000 tractor, and I think it would go over well. So comment down below as to whether you want Aaron to edit that video or not. So
it's not the next video, but
Rich, has NBC and NASCAR called you for the ad space you squeezed into the show? So if you look at my throat on that, it's a red thing with a black thing in the middle, and you're like, is Rich wearing a choker? But that was all my tags that perfectly covered up the Deboss shirt. So
your tag is behind you.
Yeah, so I flipped them off.
I didn't know what it was until I saw another picture of you with that tag, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm wearing a choker, but it was just like my camera bag and everything, and I hung it in the back. So I would have had more fun with it. I would have done some stupid gestures or whatever, but we're representing Pennzoil too, so we had to keep it legit. So if you see me laughing at the end, there was a little lady, and she comes over to me and she goes, I think we're on TV. I'm like, yeah, I've been here for like 4 minutes. And I'm like, I'm about done. I said, I'll let you slide into the spotlight here, so you can see her kind of slide over, and then she was there. Yeah.
So we're coming to SEMA. We should talk a bit about SEMA. Yep. We're going.
Yeah.
I don't know. We might try to organize a meetup or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. We should.
Junkyard or something. I don't know.
Something cool. Greg's house. Yeah.
No, he's in California.
But his buddy's in.
His buddy said no. Why?
If you guys know of a great place to have a hangout, let us know. Hit us up. In Vegas, yeah. But again, Instagram is the best place. Like, you'll see us walking around for a bit. We're also treating it as a vacation, so I don't think we'll be at SEMA the entire time.
No, we can figure something out.
This has honestly been like the busiest summer since I built my house. There's been 2 huge rushes to get the Audi done, where I've worked the most that I've ever worked in my life, and then there's been great trips like the NASCAR trip and that too. I almost need that just to kind of stay sane and get a couple good night's sleeps again. But we're treating Vegas as a holiday and just kicking back and relaxing for the most part. We rented a nice house with some nice accommodations, so it should be a good time. And our families are coming too. So
yeah, just want to shout out Invincible Extremes. We see you. Are you going to be at SEMA? But yeah.
Jesse asked if we'll ever have another open house like the first one, and that is
the first one.
Yeah, and that is a definite no.
I think the last one that we just had will be the closest. Like that. Yeah. That's the open house now. Like,
yeah. So
that's what we'll be doing.
When we did our first open house, I had 10,000 subscribers, and we still had more than 100 people show up, and that's where I live, and that's where I work, and that's where my wife and kids are as well. So we definitely won't do that again, because now it's not people that we know anymore. It's just basically saying on to the middle of the internet.
Yeah,
come
a
on
lot
over.
of it is security. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a bunch of Skid Factory fans that had no idea who we are.
Right.
So what's it to them?
Right. So
we don't know you. So
I think we'll try and do it more at events that we're already going to, because there are a lot of events. So we were hoping to.
We're trying to be good about it. Like, best right now that we can do is, hey, day of.
Yeah, and things like this live chat too. I had to drop off some cards at Aaron's, and then basically the decision gets made 2 hours before that we hit the live button saying okay, and then we call up everybody and say, you want to come, and everybody says, dude, like we need more than a day's notice. But
yeah, and like things like the open house was, it's great to do that. Like it did kind of pay for itself, so that was nice.
Yeah.
So it makes it worth doing, and yeah.
So Judah says, I'd rather buy something that has been maintained by a good mechanic than a shoddy mechanic and have the seller lie about it. And that's 100% true. We put stuff on the internet because I'm proud of what I do.
Right.
And we do make mistakes, and everybody does, but I try to honor that. And and you guys have seen my mistakes online, but some customers don't.
Everybody has their own version of good work, and it does. Sometimes it's not even about that. It's just, oh, this was repaired, and maybe they didn't say anything about that on the sale, or maybe they just don't want anything that's ever had to be fixed.
Yeah.
If that's possible, I don't know.
Yeah, so Dan ITD putting together a shop and searching for videos on tool cabinets, came across the offshore drawers. They're holding up really well so far.
We get asked about that a lot.
Yeah, so the drawers are bolted to the front, and a couple of them were loose, and they tilted a little bit, so then they don't close. You just line them up, tighten the bolts, and stick them in. But the benches have been holding up pretty good. They are powder coated. They are going to get scratched. That's all there is to it. But it's a shop. If you want a pretty shop, then you're going to have to, the only alternative is to go to fully stainless bench tops. But for the price, I was very happy with them. So those are actually, if you see them on Made in China, madeinchina.com, made in...
On the video itself, I've listed a couple different places to get them. Alibaba.
Yeah, so if you buy 20 of those benches, they're half price. So you sell the other half to your friends, you get free benches. So
will you be doing more work on semi trucks? Thank you, Anthony. Pre-emissions.
See, I don't have any customers that have semis. That was actually the neighbor, and he was running behind on stuff, and he wasn't able to do that one, even though he said he would. That was one of his drivers' trucks. So I did that one for him, but for the most part, I haven't touched semis. The shop that I worked at did heavy equipment, so they did a lot of agricultural and on-road trucks, and I kind of got away from the heavy trucks right away just because I'm the wrong size for it. Brake jobs and oil changes, everything's underneath and bad on your back. Transmissions are a pain in the butt because you're laying underneath. I really like the tractors, so I do them once in a while, but they're not my favorites to work on. That's not to say that we won't find a cool project to put a 3406 or a C15 or something into. That's going to happen at some point. Possibly there's a good chance of something like that would happen. Nothing's in the works, but the neighbor, actually, I should get some of his builds on. He's got a fleet of older dump trucks, and he's converted most of those to more efficient engines, rebuilds every engine himself. But he's a little awkward on camera, so but he's rewired cats and whatever, and I've seen the wiring out on his. I'm like, oh man, he's like, oh no, it's not so bad. I bought this plug that allows you to put 50 wires in and 50 wires out and whatever. So but yeah, everybody's got their specialty, and semis really aren't my specialty. So yeah, so I really enjoy the car projects. Keep it up from Iowa. Awesome. Municipal machines, yeah, fingers crossed. Love to meet up there. Yeah. So Yeah. Yeah, fans are great, but in the end, they're still strangers, and that's 100% true. They come up and say, "Hey, I know everything about you," and you're like, "Yeah, I have no idea who you are, or anything
awesome,
about you." It's great. There's nothing wrong with it, but
right.
yeah. Talking to a couple of the guys, so Motor City Mechanic and Chris Duke from Motors and Cody the Car Guy were at the NASCAR event, and they said too, like they've had like creepy stalker fans that are like borderline too personable and like following them around and stuff, and especially when they live close by. Yeah. So yeah, you never know. So looking for a 5.9 cab and chassis 4x4 dually. Well, I need to know what cab and what chassis you want. Extended cab, regular cab, long box, and what year. And then I still don't have it because I don't have any frames in the yard right now. So, any tips for starting a mechanic YouTube channel? Greetings from Germany. I think starting off. So here's the problem with every YouTube channel. We don't have it. You don't have any money when you start, and you
don't
just
expect to make any money.
No. So the first 3 years suck, but the first 3 years you're working on stuff that is relatable to everybody. So
right.
if there's stuff coming in,
you have to love what you're doing.
Right.
And it's don't invest anything. Literally, we started with the smallest little cameras.
Use your phone. Get a good phone and use your phone.
Don't invest anything until you're like at least a year in. That's hard. That's hard to do or believe that. It's not going to be quality that drives anybody to your channel, though.
No.
Like, it's going to be 100% who you are and what you're doing and how you develop. It's really storytelling ability.
Yeah, so but do it quick and get to the point, and don't waste people's time. Don't and on. Don't make a 25. Don't start by saying, well, you need a 1/2-inch socket and you need to take the air filter off. And
we could go on for hours and hours about that.
Right, but I'm saying keep it like. So here's the problem with YouTube channels though, because they start out relatable because they don't have any money, but then you start making some money. Last year we made some money and we decided to LS swap an Audi and put 4 turbos on it, and nobody else in the world is going to do that. So you lose a lot of fans or a lot of viewers because there's people that appreciate the build, but then a lot of people are like, one, I have no idea what he's talking about. I have no idea what he's doing. You lost me at like 4 turbos, and then it's not relatable anymore. And those people want to see the beginning. They want to see it in the scrapyard, and then they want to see it beat a supercar in a quarter mile, and the middle gets confusing. So keep that in mind. We have some money coming in, so we want to have some fun on our end. I've split dozens and dozens of tractors. It doesn't do anything for me anymore. It used to be really neat walking in between 2 halves of a tractor, but now
what's cool is that we're at a point where we can diversify our audience. We can attract new people that are interested in so we have people that love tractor videos, and we have people that just love Cummins, and then we love people that just love engine swaps in general or racing, right? So all of this stuff,
whether it's a PT Cruiser or whether it's a Cummins, just swap it, and that's our kind of thing. Is nobody does it right, so make your own. Just started an arc welding at school for metal fabrication today. Any tips? You started arc welding at school. Okay, so you went to school. Stay safe. Wear your, protect your eyes and protect your skin, honestly. But other than that, show up on time, try your hardest, and go home. So, what's your opinion on a hard body pickup with an LS swap? I'm not sure what you mean by hard body pickup. Whether that's not whatever. And if you clarify on that, I'll come back to that. Never worked on Smart CDI. Just bought a 95 Super Duty dump. Any suggestion on mods or things to look for? The OBS, just have one of those return line kits handy because you'll start leaking fuel out of those stupid plastic clips and rubber hoses. They always dry out and crack out. But other than that, it's a decent engine. The glow plugs, if they're not working, we could never get them started. But when do you think we can get the GTO to start up? So, basically, unfortunately, I didn't get it going this summer. We're getting into the fall now, but I will have it done for Motorama. We had a great time at Motorama in March, and we will have the GTO ready for Motorama in March.
Yeah.
The guy that was going to do the painting,
That's really what it comes down to is the paint, right?
yeah, and the guy that was going to do the paint, he ended up being super busy, never came back. I ended up doing everything basically as you see it up to now, and I was never supposed to do that. So we'll line up another body shop, and body shops will paint it for me, but nobody will do the blocking and whatever. So we'll get that sorted out after Vegas, and then we'll do it right. Summit gave us a four-wheel disc conversion kit for it, so the brakes are all figured out. I'm thinking just sending the transmission out to get done by a shop. I was hoping to do it myself, but right now that doesn't seem to be the case. And then we'll have it ready for March. We want to do Power Tour in June, and then we'll look at what we're going to do. I'd like to do the Audi and the GTO, and all of us go.
So make it street worthy again?
Yeah, make it street worthy again. I think Holly will let it go for that. But anyway, yeah. If you guys have any of you guys heard Bully Dog just got fined $6 million for tampering with emissions equipment. At the same time as Ontario got rid of their emissions testing for vehicles, so I find that pretty interesting, and I wonder if anybody knows.
Bully Dog, what's that? Was one state or all states or?
So it's states all together. So each state is different. Yeah. So, but I'm curious if you guys have heard anything about that. And I'm curious as to how the emission laws are going to go now in Ontario, because
they said they're focusing on the big rigs.
Right, which is all fine and dandy. But when you go to Toronto Motorsports Park, the cars, they actually have the cops checking your cars as they're coming in. And if they don't have a CAD on it, or if they've got a breather on it, an engine breather on it, you're getting your plates pulled. So does that all change now that you can just do whatever you want, or does it have to pass the emissions for, like, as it left the factory, or what? Yeah, because like I've only ever I've had my Silverado for 12 years, and I've only ever retested it once, and that was the first time that the e-test came out. I've never retested it since. There's ways to get around it, and I think it's better that I don't feel bad about getting around it, because I'm burning half the fuel that I was with the 6-liter in it. So you can't tell me that it's worse for the environment just because your engine light is on or whatever. But I think they should have scrapped the emission test a long time ago, and I think they should have done an annual safety needed on every vehicle, because their point was to get old vehicles off the road. Well, how about getting unsafe vehicles off the road rather than just one that has an engine light on because the stupid evap messed up again, or you've got a bag spark plug in it, whatever. I think bald, choppy tires, or weather cracked tires, or crappy brakes would.
It's not at the track. They're not testing emissions.
No, not at the track. On the way to the track. So they're on they're on the road about 1 kilometer away from the track, and the only way to the track. And
so unless you're trailering, you have to figure that out.
Right. So, are you going to be plowing snow again in town? I never did it in town. I always did it in Burlington. So we did the bus stops in Burlington. But I don't mind plowing once every year just for fun, but it's terrible hours, and then it screws up your whole, next 2 days almost. Your whole schedule's off. So my brother works for a big fleet, and they have some pretty nice tractors. I wouldn't mind helping them out once or twice when they get in a jam. But as for regular snow plowing, I'm not young enough anymore to do that. That was fun when I was in my 20s. So my dad wants me to buy his 2002 F-250 7.3 with 145,000 on it. Absolutely good truck. Good thing I avoid Ontario like the plague. Okay, I must not have missed that.
I think that's when we were talking about emissions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. So yeah, that emission test, it was free. but yet it was costing the
It's taxes, right?
it's taxes, $40 million to go run that thing. And I feel bad for all the shops that got the emission equipment, and especially when the first came out, they had dynos and everything installed, and now it's like, oh, you know that $40,000 dyno that you bought? Yeah, you don't need it anymore. Now we're just going to plug in a scanner that you can get for $200, and now that's the e-test. But somehow it was still costing the taxpayers $40 million a year. So I completely agree with Ford and scrapping it. Not only due to the fact that I have a truck that technically shouldn't pass emissions anymore, but only because I engine swapped it and the engine light's on. Whatever. I sleep good at night. I'm not rolling cold. But that being said, I still stand by. Don't roll cold. Don't be an idiot, because now things like Bully Dog are.
Don't give them reasons.
No, save it for the track and enjoy it while you can at the track. Because talking to NASCAR and that too, I said, so in our lifetime, is this going to disappear of cars going around in a circle with no emissions and stuff on? And he goes, the time is coming when racing is going to be electric, when we're going to be driving hybrid NASCAR race cars and Indy cars, and it's already happening in IndyCar. So enjoy it while you can, guys, because this is kind of a weird time in life where like the future is now. If you look back at the what is it?
Audi's coming out with a new electric Quattro.
Oh yeah,
nice.
What's the Judge? Not is it Judge Dredd with Stallone? Everybody having these hover cars, and it's gonna happen, people. What's the best subcompact or compact tractor you'd recommend? Without a doubt, 100% Kubota, and get one pre-emissions. You should go help Chucky fix his tractors. Chucky has this disease called McCorbinitis. If you go, I don't know. He says I bought another tractor. I'm like, you get settle down, man. It's funny. People ask, would you get into tractor pulls? I'm like, no. You just it's a tractor that goes in a straight line. That's all it does, and it's only in the fall. And you go from fair to fair to fair. It's really a family business. Yeah. You can't do it by yourself. And then the restoring the antique tractors, I just don't get it. Buying brand new tires and then just putting them on the tractor and having it sit, because it just sits there. You can't do anything. You can maybe throw over a little patch for the mama to plant the garden, but that's it. Yeah. So, but it's this thing where I need another tractor. Oh, and it was a good deal. I need to buy another tractor. Rob Freddy's got it. He fell in love with that old piece of junk tractor. Just go buy a nice little 4-wheel drive Kubota that starts whenever you want. You can go anywhere, put a backhoe on it, put a loader on it, do whatever attachment on it. But 100%, I worked at a shop that sold Coyotes, and I was going to buy one of those at cost before I quit. And we had so many warranties come back in again. I said I don't even want to pay cost for one of these. I think they've improved since then, but Kubota's 100%. My dad's has always had them, and we've always had good luck with them. So but if you can get the few-year-old one that doesn't have emissions on it. So Judge Dredd, awesome movie. Yep. And the hydrogen is the answer, but unfortunately they can't make enough money off hydrogen. So at the end of the day, it's just business. And so many conspiracies over finding alternative energies, and people going missing and dying, and it's a weird life. But
I'm just gonna hop over to Drive Tribe if I can remember how. Here we go. We're on Drive Tribe. Oh. That's okay. Drive Tribe. All right, you guys have been sending in your rides. We ask you guys to do this through some of our videos. So here's what we've got. Drive Tribe is debossgarage.com/Drive Tribe. If you want to throw up your whatever project you're working on, we'll take a look at it. You got a Jeep. Ready for a weekend of fun, wrenching on the Jeep. Yeah. Toy hauler set up. Yes.
So that looks like the back of a transport truck. So there's a bed in there. So that's about the quickest, ingenious. A little door in the front. It's awesome. Yeah, and just you got an easy way to take that on and off, and you got a decent trailer that you can use for the rest of the year. That's great. So we do this to kind of encourage you guys to finish your builds and to encourage us to finish our builds. And there's some pretty cool stuff on here. That clutch, you definitely could have got another couple 1,000 kilometers off of that. That's that's pretty funny. I bet that made a lot of noise. So I had one of those. We went to the movies, and when I was 17, I had a little regular cab short box S10, little 2.5 Iron Duke in there, 5-speed. And Buddy came down with his parents' Mustang, started doing burnouts in the parking lot because we were early for the movie. So the only way I could burn rubber was to drive backwards as fast as I possibly could and stick it in first and dump the clutch. And I laid like a 50-foot patch. It was amazing. That was the best I've ever done. And just destroyed my clutch. Like, it was bouncing around in there, all the pieces. So fantastic.
Dump track.
Right on. Perfect. It's funny that they cover up the that stance, though. It's funny that they tarp off the window as if they're protecting the interior, that they might put that back on the road at some point. It's like, just let the rain get in.
I'm guessing is it going in there?
That's awesome.
I guess so.
So that's it's right on
90,000.
Oh, 8.1. I was thinking that was a Duramax. I'm like, oh, we can build the project together. But that's awesome. Very cool. And a boat. I did a boat once, and there's 2 days.
Greg.
Oh,
with the van.
Oh, nice. So you're gonna be towing that? Can we? Oh, jet boat. Can we ride that while we're tow that with the van? Yeah, bring it to Vegas.
Take it to the desert.
There's lots of lakes in the desert. So there's 2 happy days when you own a boat: the day you get it and the day you sell it. So I fixed up a 16-foot Edson with a 90-horse force on it. We had a lot of fun in the boat, but they bet on another 1,000. We did the same thing: all new wood, floors, fiberglass, carpeted it. Lots of fun. You are a very ambitious guy, Greg. Congratulations. Very cool. I think that's it. Yeah. And then the crew cab. That one looks pretty cool.
GM Cummins, 83 GMC.
Yep. So it went from the 6.2 to the 5.9. Awesome. We'll do a review on a 6.2 at some point, but it's not a whole lot different than the 6.5. GM Cummins. Right on.
Oh, got a video. This won't.
Can they see the video too and hear the audio?
Can, kind of, but it won't have audio. I'll have audio on my headphones. Maybe not. No audio. If you want to hear it, go to the website. And this has Hemi swap 5-speed manual swap Durango. Finally back on the road. Great to have this thing driving again.
What's he doing with that?
Hemi swap. Anyways.
Right on, sorry. What else?
That's it. That's everybody.
Very cool. I own 12 Kubotas. They're very good. Well, there's my proof to my statement right there. I don't understand emissions on a farm tractor either. There's combines with like the regen in the back, and you've got a super hot exhaust and a very dusty environment to try and keep the diesel emissions down. But one combine fire will cause more emissions than 1,000 combines running in the field. So what's worse? Because if you have a spare time, just Google or just look up the video of a combine fire and see how good that is for the environment. Now, when I talk about emissions in vehicles and stuff too, I've done some work in Burkina Faso and just the smog. I'm used to dirty air, and you step off the plane and the air is just thick with pollution. And garbage day is when the wind is blowing away from you. You just light everything on fire. And until we fix situations like that, there's really our little bit on vehicles here isn't gonna make a dent. So, would you recommend? I got an 84 Chevy C10 Shorty with a Beat 350, rebuild the 350, LS swap it, or something else? 10,000 price range. Coming to Philadelphia anytime soon. Not coming to Philadelphia, but I would LS swap that. Don't worry about the 350. And even just the cost of the swap, the fuel savings over that 350 setup will pay for itself pretty quick. And if you're nervous about it, then carb swap the LS, but it's still a more efficient engine than the 350. So when you're building projects, how do you source parts? Do you just walk through salvage yards until you find what you need, or does YouTube community seem to enable you to find just about anything you need? Honestly, our Audi build was basically the scrapyard and the wrecking yard. And we got all the parts from there. Kijiji is a great resource, so Craigslist, so constantly with the laptop on the lap at night for the last hour or two. And then after that, then companies started helping us out with parts and that, the pieces that we were missing and the reliable parts that we should have put on new rather than going to the wreckers. So so yeah. So worked at John Deere in 2009. The EGR was burning out on the BS and thousands of dollars. Yeah. Now we've got into John Deere's into a big thing with right to rebuild, and we're going to or right to repair, and we'll be making a video on that too, because we do actually need to get together as a community, and that's fine if they say that's our intellectual property and you can't fix it, well then we shouldn't have to pay for it either.
Right.
And if it's their intellectual property, then if there's something wrong with that intellectual property, then they need to fix it for free. But that's definitely not going to happen either. So all these farmers that are busy 2 times of the year, that are planting and harvesting, and when your tractor's down, you're not allowed to fix it because you need a John Deere tech to come out, but he can't come out because he's also servicing every other farmer in the area that's having issues with it too. Yeah. So you've got a giant monitor in front of you that's as big as a laptop and smarter than the computer that you have in the house, and it'll tell you that it's P059, but it won't tell you what's actually wrong. And that is complete baloney to me. And we actually need to stand together and say, let us fix our stuff. And that's why YouTube is fantastic, because everybody's able to put their experiences together. And I'm not a good computer guy, but I'm a good fabricator. But somebody else is good at writing computer and code and hacking code and figuring out, you know what, John Deere, forget it, or Apple or whoever, this is how I'm going to get in, and now I'm going to share it to you guys to let you know how you're going to get in, so that we can able to fix it and build Hackintoshes for a third of the price and get our tractor back on the road again without having to wait for a John Deere tech. So, but that'll be coming up. If you guys have any opinions on that, you can, or any literature towards the right to repair and all that, shoot us over an email, and we'd love to hear that. I'm an ag mechanic. Emissions are a hoax, totally unreliable, inaccurate, and misapplied to the mass of truly offending vehicles. And I 100% agree. The volcano, that's what I've got a friend who's lives in the city and is totally about the environment and saving the world. It's like, well, how about you stop volcanoes from erupting? You know, maybe the government needs to figure out how to tax a volcano. Maybe that'll solve the problems. Our government wanted to put a carbon tax on factories that are creating emissions, and all that does, honestly, is get them to leave Ontario or Canada to go to places that don't have emission laws. At the end of the day, it's not feasible financially to meet all these laws anymore, when I don't even think that's the biggest problem to begin with. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Thanks, Homemade. Have you ever considered swapping a Duramax into anything? You know, the thought has crossed my mind. Have you ever thought about looking into some of our past videos? So, stick around, Michael Dirks. It's coming real soon. I have a 12-valve Cummins swap. It's incredibly hard starting with white smoke coming out of the exhaust while cranking. Also, while it's running, number 6 isn't fueling, fully firing, non-injector problem. Any input, get that pump, take that pump off and get it sent out. We've had that with the million-mile Dodge. It had really hard starting and a lot of white smoke, especially at idle and stuff. Put a new pump on it, solved everything. So definitely get that pump checked out. Also, turn it over, just crank it over with all the valve covers off. Make sure that your cam's not wore out either. So check the lift. And you can tell pretty quick whether one rocker is turning a lot less than the others. So, attaboy, Benjamin Perkins. Is that Perkins as in Massey Perkins or just your last name Perkins? EGR tractor motors are terrible. Yep. Want to hear something funny? I've had people tell me we need to put emissions on aircraft. The more you think about it, the more it doesn't work. You know what? I don't want to fly in a plane that's got emissions on their engines. I'll have to stop flying. So, Deer Factories. We are near Tennessee.
Nicer in Tennessee.
Yeah. Should check for blow-by. It's hard to check for blow-by. It's an old 12-valve. They've got blow-by. All right. What else? What else were we going to talk about? We said it in the title. We better cover it.
What's that? Oh, SEMA. We talked about everything.
Yeah? No, the Studebaker. We talked about that. NASCAR. Okay, SEMA. Beauty.
Did you guys put more stuff on Drive Tribe? Looks like, yeah, we do. We have 2 more. Go back over there.
Got a Ferd. Ferd.
Oh. I know, I saw it. I love Drive Tribe. Here we go. This.
Was that glider? No, that's too old for glider. It is a glider. Very cool. That's what he pulled the engine out of, I'm sure. Daniel, we were trying to meet up with Daniel in North Carolina, and then that didn't work.
Okay.
So that was the, I'm sure that's the Series 60 that he was pulled out.
Building a 5.43 valve, because most people have forgotten once upon a time before the Coyote, people used to make power out of these. It's a 3 valve though, so it's different than the 2.
Yeah, it's a lot less reliable than the 2 valve. So, sorry, buddy, but that's not the. I think it's a terrible engine and a terrible platform to start with. No offense, all the power to you. You probably disagree with some of my engine choices, but 3 valve with their cam phasers and there's a lot of work to do to it. Now, not to say that it can't be reliable, but Ford did a lot of things on those trucks that really ticked me off.
Yeah, good. All right. There we go. When are we doing the next open house? Next year, maybe?
Maybe. We'll have an open.
I think so. It's worth doing. Of course, numbers were like it's hard to really gauge how successful this stuff is to do, just because like we had a massive channel present, so it's like, you know, it's great. It's awesome. Just not sure, how do we do this next year? How do we plan for something like that? We have no idea. We still don't. We're in the deep woods.
We're still like
plan this.
We've come a long way. We love you guys. We love doing it. But don't get us wrong, it's a lot of work. So setting up a venue and paying for it and all of that behind the scenes, and then going and it's a busy night. You got people wanting to talk the whole night, and we love it. But it is a lot of work, so you guys got to understand that. So we'll do as many as we can, but I think just the same, it's nice to do meetups wherever we go. Just say this is where we'll be at what time, even if it's just grabbing dinner at a restaurant somewhere. We happened, the last one on the way home from Bowling Green, the guy was just like, oh crap, that restaurant's right beside where I work, I'm going to take a break and have supper with him. And it was great. It was just a nice one-on-one rather than being split in 1,000 different ways. But
locally, like, we'll try to maybe get over to the track or whatever in Cayuga.
Yeah, so
we'll organize a meetup then, just because people stopping by the house is not really going to happen at all.
No.
And it's nice to do local stuff too. It's just hard to do.
Yeah, I don't let people come over for coffee or beer, and that's only because I have a job, guys. And
if you have a really cool ride and you want to put it on the channel, send us an email.
So that's our exception.
That's literally the only thing that we're doing.
Yeah, if you want to meet up, it's either like first thing Saturday morning or Friday afternoon. Preferably to just go grab a coffee at Tim's, check out your ride, put your ride on the channel. But I can't just have people over for the sake of people over, because I've got so much stuff to do. And if it's not in the shop, it's dishes and lawnmower cutting and cutting the weeds in the field, getting poison oak on me. Then that's the that's just all there is to it. But when we go somewhere, then we usually have more time, because we don't have obligations. It's like we have to be somewhere for a certain event. But if we got a few hours off, then we'll hang out somewhere and just keep out. Keep again. Follow us on Instagram. It's the best way. And actually, we're at 9,500 people, so we need 500 more people to join us on Instagram, and then I think we get Instagram certified. We get a little check mark beside our.
I don't know if that's what happens, but we'll also get a lot more functionality.
Oh, okay. So that's cool. But yeah, Instagram is the best way to go. Yeah, we'll have the next open house at AV's place. I'm sure he'll love that. He'll absolutely love that. Just leave a comment on one of his videos. Yeah, Deboss Garage is coming over for an open house. Open the doors and show your face.
He's in BC, right? Yeah. All right. Well,
that's it.
I think that's it.
Silverado's pretty good. I've seen that one question a couple times. Just gonna answer that. The Silverado's doing pretty good.
Silverado,
my Silverado, and I should put it on the channel more. I just always forget. It's dirty. I haven't cleaned it. I didn't even polish my rims this year, so they're as dirty as they left the spring, as you've seen them in Florida, which is unfortunate. But we built the 24 valve P-pump Cummins, and if that one doesn't go to the next guy, I might be tempted to swap my engine again, just because it seems like a pretty cool setup. So I have all the pieces. I just kind of so what do you guys think? 24 valve P-pump swap Silverado
and crew cab swap
and crew cab. So yeah, I'm at a fine line with the Silverado, because
practicality just keeps changing.
Yeah, when we go driving, we drove to Bowling Green, Kentucky with 3 of us in the cab of the Silverado. Wasn't that great of a time, honestly.
Yeah.
So crew cab makes more sense for us, but I love my truck. But my truck is also getting old. It definitely needs rockers now. Needs a paint job. It needs a box.
Here's the deal. If this video gets 500 likes, we'll do that.
Do what? Talk about it more?
Next year. Yeah.
Next year. 500 likes.
That's a small goal.
We'll do something on the channel that you'll enjoy.
How many people are watching right now? 170 people. So this will obviously be more valuable to the people that watch later.
Yeah. So,
watch all the way to the end.
see you guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the little helpful of cash too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.